What's up, everybody? This is the Grand Line Gazette, where we talk about One Piece damn near every damn day, and we may have got an early release from chapter 1135, as seen
Yep.
to the left of us. We're going to talk about it. If you are new to the channel, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We talk about One Piece a lot. We got playlists, we got reviews, we got discussion topics, we got it all. Excuse me. Today, we're going to talk about 1131. We're kind of going to blast through the chapter. So,
35.
35, you're right. We're going to blast through the chapter. So, if there's anything we miss, we definitely want you guys to write it down in the comments and let us know your opinions on the chapter and all that. Kev, as always, you want to start us off?
Yep. So we start off with so let's go ahead and start off with the name, chapter 1135, Camaraderie Cups. So we start off with the Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage, volume 21. We have Tama stepping up here, whooping his ass. And so let's take a second. I'm thinking Tama could beat Arlong at this point.
I saw that. I saw that was a discussion topic. That they're like, how strong is Tama? Like, how are we scaling Tama? I mean,
can't beat Arlong, by the way, but I just think it's funny.
maybe not one on one, but she could do a sneak attack. I'm wondering how the setup is for these things. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot to just like fill in the gaps by yourself. Because first she was captured, its speed was fucking burnt to a crisp, and I guess she like broke out of his grasp and hit him with a spin kick in the air. I don't know. That's impressive. I'm glad.
It's funny. It's at the end of the day, I don't take this guy very seriously, anyways. So I mean, who cares? It's just nice to see Tama stand up for herself instead of being rescued, which is nice.
It's also it's just kind of like, why was she specifically captured, or was he? It just like he stumbled across him and he's like, well, I'm gonna capture this girl traitor for something or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think he's lost. I think everyone from the Kaido army is kind of like aimless right now. Like they're looking, they're upset. I mean, they just lost kind of their commander and everybody in their army. So kind of
Aimless,
figuring out what to do next. Yeah, aimless is great. Yeah, it's kind of what spoke to me. But then we go back to Elbaph and Corey. Bravo. This is, I mean, 1134. Corey already kind of called this out, but we finally meet Biblo. Biblot? I think it's like Biblioteca or something along those lines.
I actually have not heard Biblo before, but I like that. Biblo. Even if that's not his name, I'm gonna probably call him that. Biblo.
So, I mean, we get Bonnie and Chopper kind of sitting on the books, which he even points out like how hard it is to make out the lettering, which I'm already thinking of a few things that he can do. He could go Beast Point, Monster Point, or he can get like an aerial view where he's like really backed up, like on the second level.
Yeah, that's true. He could try to. I guess there has to be a reverse technique that Biblo is able to do, and he's got to be able to communicate with Biblo. But I mean, those are also children for like human sizes, you know what I mean? So it's like even for humans they're large, but even for them it's like twice as, I guess not twice as large, because it's like, I don't know, it's some exponential number. But it's like, imagine trying to read a sentence, you're like, bro, what is all this saying? I can't tell where the spaces are. Like, it's all spaced out. Biblo, do you think he's bigger than Saul? You think he's like larger than the giants?
That is a great question. I don't think so. He looks kind of tiny. I mean, in the grand scheme of things. But I'm also curious to see how old he is, because this is known as the Owl Library here.
And they say he's been here for 100 years. So this has something to do with King Harold. Like, this is something within King Harold's reign where we're gonna get a flashback and we're gonna see the establishment of this library. I don't want to. I guess
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. And then so we kind of get an overview of the new library. We see somebody dancing on like a rail where it's like it just kind of really puts it in perspective of how big this library is. This is for giants. So us being humans just flying around, it looks like a castle.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who that is on the. I think that's got to be Brooke, or that
Brooke, okay.
seems like a Brooke kind of thing because I can't like Robin's accounted for. That's not a Nami thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So we do get confirmation here that the news coups do not come to Elbaph because they are not part of the world government. Now we've kind of assumed that for quite some time, but it's nice to see that Morgan does kind of have his rules. Like he could easily just sell more papers here if he wanted to be a true capitalist,
Yeah.
but
But
he's even listening to the world government's rules at this point. But
are,
some
are
fishermen do
yeah.
bring him back.
Maybe it's already like an established line. It's look, here's the money for it. This is where these gotta go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for him, it's like, well, I don't get nothing extra for making nothing extra, so I'm not gonna send nothing out. Y'all lost for now until Vega. Imagine not being part of the world government. You don't get these daily newspapers. You don't see a lot of what's going on in the purview. All of a sudden, bam, big ass screen of Vegapunk. You're like, who is this guy?
So Lilith kind of gives us everything we need to know right here. Almost confirming all but confirming he must have eaten the rear fruit and become a nurturing owl. So the question automatically comes up, is it only inanimate objects that can be gigantified? Can he gigantify humans?
Can
And
he gigantify the world tree?
the sword? That sounds odd,
Right.
maybe.
Or maybe that was the. See, and we have another similar devil fruit to one of Luffy's power sets. The rear fruit. If he's been here for 100 years, then sometime before that 100-year gap, they had somebody with the ability to grow. So now, that sword doesn't need to be Joy Boy's sword. That could be anybody's sword. That could be a sword that, you're right, like somebody used the rear fruit on and it just grew now. Like, this opens up a lot of possibilities, but the main theme is that Elbaph has a lot of devil fruits that are Luffy's individual powers.
Very
So
true, very true.
we're gonna see exactly like how they come to terms with him having all these powers and being like the true sun god. Like there's a lot of like, oh, this is a sun god. Oh no, this is the sun god. Well, I mean, are these powers really special? This person can have these powers. This person can have these powers. So it's like we're really building up the Luffy's that guy. You know what I mean? We're building to that. It's a slow burn, but we're building to it.
Mm-hmm. Saul's over here, like after showing everyone this giant library. He stops for a second, goes back to Robin, feeling nostalgic. Robin, she's probably taking it all in. It's probably a very emotional time. I mean, you just met your long lost friend 20 minutes ago, and now you're seeing all of the hard work that your family died for.
Less than
It
an
must be
episode
really
ago.
tough. Yeah, that's crazy. And so Chopper, I mean, we get confirmation here. Chopper's gonna have his own little upgrade. I hope they have some medical books here, Robin. And then she's like, "Yep, we do. We have tons of everything. You're gonna be able to find whatever you need to here on Elbaph." So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know books, what power ups we could be seeing, but maybe something to help the Smile for users on back on Wano. I would love to see that, but I hope.
Sensing what Chopper's like theme has been, I don't think we're gonna get anything too crazy. But when the upcoming fight or the upcoming confrontation with like Blackbeard and Doc Q, like with Kureha, like there'll be interactions with them where he'll have to recall the books. You know what I mean? And then that's, I think, will spark an interaction. But I don't think he's gonna. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if there's gonna be any sicknesses on Elbaph specifically.
Sure.
I'm wondering. Maybe he can
So,
fix them fucking kids from Punk Hazard.
hey, that'd be great. So, I mean, we get the giant kids, and Luffy's pushing them. Which, I mean, we can all be nostalgic for a second. We were all on swings as a kid, and it gets scary when you get up to that where you're about to cross the threshold
You're like,
of
am I gonna
flipping.
flip?
Yeah, it's like, and so these kids who are, again, we have to precipice this because we find out later they're not being groomed as warriors. They're just kids.
It's the highest
So
they ever been off the ground.
yeah, like this is kind of crazy. And then Nami screams at him, which, I mean, I don't know.
She's always been about the kids, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
comes to Nami, she don't play about kids.
yeah, very true.
Hey, I wasn't just up to. She beat. He got one beating. Luffy got two. Yeah.
Usopp always be getting the lashings though, so I mean
And
that's
there goes Sanji. He's like, yeah. These kids were raised with no but love and kindness. I get it, Sanji. That your mom, you're the one with emotions. Your mom was a nice mom. I get it.
Now we all starting to hate on Sanji together. Man, the world is coming together. I love it. Me personally, guys.
I get it.
Hopefully y'all just hating Sanji at home. We can all hate him together.
We get it.
But
Love and kindness is the way, Sanji.
Yeah, we get.
But then you
But
get
then
a
we oh, go ahead.
Momonosuke, the old Sanji, the old perverted kid, and it's like, bro, these kids ain't shit, man.
Nah, dude, he's starting doing calculations in his head. He's like,
Look,
if I'm 5.6 feet and she's 30 feet, how far?
every
do I have to
boy,
walk?
every boy with their friend's mom, that you're like, oh shit.
So if I airwalk 10 feet off the ground, I can make it work. But I mean, we get a little overview of kind of where we're at, and this is, I mean, this is outside the library, yeah?
There's a lot of swings,
Yeah,
hammocks and swings and shit.
because it looks like this is the Walrus School on the outside. So maybe
Yeah.
not everyone went into the library, I'd assume. Maybe some of them kept outside.
Yeah, I
the
think
library.
these four stayed out, and then like Robin
The
and
people
them,
who
yeah,
can't read. Luffy's like, yeah,
or
whatever the books say.
can't read or care to read.
Yeah,
Nami
there we
ain't
go.
reading. But yeah, the other four, they ain't reading no time soon.
But a new enemy appears.
A new enemy approaches, and it's Colin with the training sword, maybe.
I would assume so. I think you were spot on with that. We talked about that in the cover story. It looks like a training sword. I'm pretty sure you're right. But the facial expression here is he means to hurt Luffy.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely testing him. He's like, Shanks always talks about this guy, and Shanks is like super powerful. So Shanks talks about this guy. This guy must be super, super powerful. And like low-key, like Luffy flexes on him. He just puts up a fist and blocks the whole sword and breaks it. That's
like Ryu hockey probably, and then just straight into Gear 3 elephant gun. I mean,
like
this guy,
the dude, he uses the same fist that he blocks the sword with. And he just jumps up and then punches down. It's like, bro,
that's
all right,
crazy. All right,
hey,
little
you're
boy,
getting a little OP.
boy.
You're getting a little OP.
Yeah, it's a child, so
You're right.
Hey,
You're right.
I ain't tripping.
But you know you doing OP shit when you doing shit with like aura. You know what I mean? Like heroes don't always got the most aura like that. But all right, I digress.
But then we can see that, and I went back and read the Big Mom flashback, and this kind of reminds me of Harudean being like Colin here, and the rest of the other giant kids just playing like hide and go seek with Big Mom. Like that's kind of what we're also getting here, where the rest of the kids are happy to just play around with the newcomers, but Colin is a warrior of Elbaph. And so I think he may have some lineage like a prince or something like that.
Could be. Gerd says that The father is not a giant; it's a human.
Very true.
But a strong human that's like as strong as a giant. And I was thinking, I was like, are we talking about what's his name on the Blackbeard Pirates with the strong fruit? That's the first thing I thought.
Oh,
That's why I said
Jesus
we,
Burgess.
but it ain't him, obviously. But like I'm very interested because Loki, who was also supposed to be like around her age, was also going to marry Chiffon or Lola.
Hmm.
One of them.
Lola?
I think
One of
Lola,
them.
one of the sisters. She got with a human as well. Something about that generation had a lot of interaction. I think
That's a
that they
good
had the
point.
interactions with Shanks as well. So it's like something about that generation had a lot of interaction with humans. So it's like what happened during that. I mean, like you said, Colin's got to be like 20 years. I think she said 22. Like what happened like 20 years ago, around the time probably Shanks first showed up.
Hmm.
So maybe it is
I
on the
do.
Shanks crew. Maybe it is.
Hey, we'll find out. But I mean, Oda telling us that his dad's a human. I like that poll that you just said. Loki tried to marry Lola or Chiffon. I forget. I'll have to look it up. Put it in the comments, guys. I mean, you tell us. I'll find it after the show, though. Interesting. I wonder if that's a. I think we just found our traitor. No lie. I think you're onto something here. Um, but Ripley over here scolding Colin for a second, like, "Hey, don't cause a scene." But but great first hit. It was like, okay, okay, like, hey, don't be causing a scene for everyone. But
Good job.
good shit, good shit.
Yeah, it's still my son. Still
And
my
then
boy.
Colin's over. He's like, "Hey, did you know my father's a son?" Well, no, because I just met you 30 seconds ago and you attacked me. I didn't know you existed until then.
Yeah,
So no, I didn't know that.
you just snuck me. You
And
legit.
then this might have been the happiest I've ever seen Sanji because he's like, wait, it's possible? Your dad's human? I'm also human.
He definitely got that sweat. He definitely got that sweat. You dad, you wait. Yeah, Sanji.
Sanji crazy dog.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
uh, they,
there's a corner of the internet for you, Sanji. But we get back inside the school. Oh yeah, she takes all the everybody else goes inside. Um, you know, Robin's talking. We have Vegapunk, Lilith talking to Bonnie and talking about, hey, this is gonna be my new spot. Like, I'm not asking nobody. I know we just got here. I know I just found out about the school. Maybe she didn't find out about the school, but
yeah.
she's like, I know I just got here with everybody, but I live here now. Like, okay, I'm sure.
And I bet a
I'm
long
sure they
time
won't care.
ago, Vegapunk was given like an honorary Elbaphian pass type of shit. I mean, because after O'Hara, he does help get the Giants to O'Hara to get the books to Elbaph.
Yeah, he was already going there and back
Yeah.
already. So, yeah, you're
He
right. You're right.
probably he probably has some pass, and they just need to show that Lilith is also Vegapunk. So I think they'll just kind of
It,
stick with
it
that.
seems like they don't even be questioning. Who are you? I'm Vegapunk. Okay.
Cool.
I hear there's a scientist named Vegapunk that's supposed to be here. I'll see you later. I got other stuff to do.
Here's something that I would like the community to tell us about is we're now finding out that there's a few Adam trees around the world. So I'm curious to see if we've already come across some. The age of this one is off the charts. So this is the probably the original Adam tree.
O'Hara is probably an atom tree.
Yeah, agreed.
The
Maybe even
Eve
the
tree,
sun.
I,
Yeah,
I bet you the Eve tree is technically just an atom tree, but it just
yeah.
goes the opposite way, so it's the opposite. Hmm. Where
Very
else have we seen
very
big
interesting.
ass trees?
Yeah, I mean, great. It's great to go back and kind of think about because I mean, Skypiea might be one. We could be looking at endless amounts.
That's true.
We don't really know.
And Gerd made him some clothes. All right, everybody's got
Hey.
Elbaph outfits. Jinbei looks like a threat. They gave him a weapon. I feel like Jinbei will use the weapon though.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that's like a hammer or like a sword. Jinbei seems like the hammer. You know what I mean? Like he looks like
I
a
like that. Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
like just in the water, just bam, knock your
So then
chest out.
so they're on the way to the feast. Robin wants to stay behind real quick to talk to Saul for a second, but then we jump to the West Village, where we have the intruders, as you guys can see in our background. They're met with two giants who are just kind of going on patrol, or
Yeah,
maybe
just
they
kind of
felt the
making the
presence.
rounds or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like okay, or going anywhere. They're at work. Two giants
And
at work.
and so they ask them, "Hey, are you guys with the Straw Hat crew?" Which, if they didn't know the Straw Hats were here before, they do now. So, even to the point where the mysterious woman puts dot dot dot. It's like, huh? Like she took a mental note. Straw Hats are here. Okay,
Hmm.
we're looking for Loki, actually, but thank you. It's
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a cool new laugh. So this guy is obviously gonna be here for a while,
yeah.
because he got a original laugh. But I feel like the laugh wasn't. I feel like that was just an honest laugh. Like, bro, like, what are you talking about, Loki? Like, we ain't got Loki up here in the fucking throne room. What are you talking about? And they take that as disrespect. She puts her hands down on some fucking ninja business. Just
Which I
burns them
want to
from the
take a
inside.
second. I want to take a second in this bottom right panel though, is because we've kind of talked about it off screen. They're trying to tell us so much that Loki is a villain, and I can only speak for myself. I'm basically sold on the opposite. I think he was either set up as the villain, maybe even by Shanks, the fake Shanks, or maybe he feels like having that all of Elbaph hate him together brings them together and unites them, and maybe that's what he wants to accomplish. But be on the lookout for this to all be a ploy, and Loki's actually a good guy. Like that's kind of where I'm at with this already. But going back to that, I mean, she like I don't know, is she like is it fire?
I'm
Is it
not
like
sure
burning
because there's
him?
also a snap. So I don't know if that's a snap like the because you also see a circle of like clouds around like the two people. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, is that the snap of the magic spell going away, or is that the snap of like his bones breaking inside? Because look, snap,
Yeah.
snap, snap. So
Yeah.
it's like, are your bones breaking, bro?
Which I mean, yeah, if I'm breaking your bones from the inside without touching you, everyone would be like, wait, what's going on? It's like using the force to choke somebody out. It's like, whoa, what's going on here? But this is what happens when you're rude and prideful. I wasn't really asking before. He's like, okay, bro, I'm gonna ask you again. This time, I better hear a better answer than last time. Where is Loki?
They cut to the party where everybody's having fun, having a good time, drinking, eating. Got all the giants being like, look, Strider took the shit. Raise your camaraderie cups.
Mm-hmm.
Booming
I mean,
voices from the giants around him. There's clearly like 100 giants, at least.
and they've all heard of us, dog. Like, so before Elbaph, I was thinking, where are we gonna fit in the hierarchy? Dude, we're near the fucking top. Like we're everyone's heard of us. We got princes, kings, whoever is like they know who we are, they're cool with us. So I think us being toward the top of the hierarchy is kind of right here, but I don't think that's a good thing. I think we're
Put the
gonna
target on
be
your back.
yeah, puts a target on our back for sure. But yeah, it's a crazy feast. I mean, this is exactly what I'd expect from Elbaf. Very little food though. I'm seeing only one giant plate in the middle here. So that's probably for Luffy. What the rest of y'all gonna
I
eat?
wonder
I
how
don't know.
many other crews are revered on Elbaf, because obviously we have the red hair pirates.
Mm.
We now have the straw hats. Now that's would be very convenient for them to only revere two in the two crews that we know and we revere.
Mm-hmm.
So who else has made it to Elbaph? And who else has reverence here where they can come and go? I wonder. You guys let me know in the comments below. Would it be a crew we've seen before? Would it be a new crew? I'm like, it explains why the kid pirates never made, because the kid pirates they wouldn't even fit here. That would be too much conflict. Like, what? These are pirates? Like, all right, let's just start killing people, and then they attack back and die. But I feel like there's something.
I think Kid himself would be welcome because of him being Big Mom, maybe, but that is still a stretch. So I
Blackbeard.
agree. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Because if Blackbeard has done research, maybe he's been to the owl library. And if they don't necessarily get any owls, then they don't know anything Blackbeard's done, or at least care. Not on a mass scale, like with public knowledge.
Like we said, they don't get the news coups. So you're right. I mean,
my last hypothetical point on that is like, what if the Giants didn't like Whitebeard?
I didn't even think about that, dog. That's crazy.
Like, what if
it's like, how do you hate him? But it's like, I'm not everyone, so it's like, I get it. Yeah, like how.
It's so like we saw like the Blackbeard pirates here. Like, what are you doing here? Like, bro, what are y'all doing here?
This is my island. Like, but then we have a flashback to Saba Odi Archipelago, where we find out that Stannis was the captured giant there the whole time, and we get like a little clip of Luffy punching Charlos and then Rayleigh just walking Stannis out. So I think that's pretty cool. Which, hey, spot on for Luffy for remembering that. That was 2 years ago. So it's like that's something Luffy would have forgot way by now.
Yeah, I guess since it had something to do with Rayleigh, he remembers. But yeah, that is definitely something. I guess, and since he was a giant, but I didn't remember that. Like, yeah, I'm like, bro, what? And also, this would explain why the buggy, like the new Giant Warrior Pirates, stopped working for the buggy delivery service. It's like, you got our guy caught up and like basically sold to like celestial dragons, like by happen chance, like he got out. You know what I mean? But he was basically sold to the Celestials.
And I also we scan over because we also get somebody's arriving via boat during this whole entire festival, and it's Mountain Beard Jarl. Now, I just want to take for the people at home, he is twice the size as Broggy here. I mean, that I get he's a lot older, but at some point, even as humans, we stop growing. But it appears that they're like the anacondas from Anaconda, and as long as they keep living, they keep growing. So it's like, it's crazy to see him compared to other giants.
So I wonder how large they were when Big Mom killed one of them. It looks like we have some tiny guests. Like, bro, like, can you even see them with your blind ass, Master Damon? Like, what the hell, bro? Like, Mountain Beard Jarl. And he has the sword impaled in his helmet or head, maybe? Like, maybe that's like one of them things, like, don't remove it, it'll start bleeding.
Yeah, somebody got to take away this guy's driver's license, because he's 408 years old and he has a sword in his head. This guy's going to be driving in the wrong lane the whole time.
Like, please, that's why he was in that boat. Like, bro, somebody drive him, please. But we need any flashback how old is 480? We got to put that into perspective with One Piece years. I want to see what the world was like when he was a child. Like, maybe he was training, or at least give like a sentence or something, like, I remember when I was a boy, this Adam tree was only like, it didn't have the sun layer or something like that.
I don't know. That would be pretty sweet for, like, he's like nerd. Because I feel like somebody has to nurture this tree. Like
Yeah.
a tree, I don't know. I like that mindset though. That's interesting. You guys tell us where do you think that is the next step for Jarl? Do you think he has a place here for us? Is he gonna help us at all? I don't know.
Are we just gonna see like fucking Shanks' evil brother like kill him? Are we just gonna see another dead mountain beard? Like, I wonder what his part in this story is. Because it
Hmm.
seems like a pretty, like, we got a lot of pieces even without him. But this is just like Wano without all the different acts, where it's just like, no, we have a lot of different characters. It's a lot of built in world, and the Straw Hats are just intervening in it. So, I don't know. I like it. How'd you feel about the chapter?
I like it. I mean, we're exploring something that we've been talking about for 20 plus years, you know. So it's always going to be pretty hype. And I always like to find new things that Oda puts in that actually correlate to our real world because as for the for those of you who just read it from week to week, he takes breaks to learn about cultures and then intertwines those cultures to his story. So he took like a 3 week break to learn about the Norse mythology to make that make sense here. And so I like to pick that up. The Owl Library may have been one of those editions because
It
that always has
it's
links with
hard to
that shit.
imagine that he's always just like a week or two ahead. Like,
Yeah,
these chapters aren't like pre-made, like just sitting on the shelf waiting for the next week. Like, he's like, no, he goes out, he makes it, he has this whole script and everything he's gonna do, but really it's like a minute by minute thing if he wants to change something. Pretty crazy.
pretty
But
crazy.
yeah, that's the
No
chapter,
break
y'all.
next week, according to the chapter. We don't know. Obviously, Oda's been kind of hit and miss this week, but or lately. But as of right now, no break next week. So we're probably gonna have a battle here soon between Fake Shanks and the Straw Hats of some sort. Maybe who knows?
it
We're about to find out
it will
though.
be the first chapter of the new year, so that's pretty exciting.
Ooh,
This is
very
the
true.
last chapter of 2024. Pretty crazy end of the year, One Piece wise. A lot of breaks, a lot of disruptions, but at the end of the day, it's still One Piece. You can still build off everything that's been here before. So we are going over cover stories. We are going over like devil fruits. We're going over character breakdowns. If you like that kind of stuff, like, subscribe, watch that too. And yeah, we'll be back.
Peace.